I'm still trash.
Yeah.
I think we're all hot trash deep down.
Be my cherry pie.
We're just at different stages of trash. I'm
Yeah. As long as you recycle.
I was going to say, I'm in the recycling stage.
I see. We know what jokes we're going for.
Aaron's composting.
Oh, what do you mean composting?
Hello, I'm Ben, and welcome to Quarterlife Quandary podcast. We'll be chatting about life, relationships, events, experiences, and anything between. Joined with KT and Shitbag in this, our Quarterlife Quandary. And I'm going to lay here as if I'm on a therapist couch.
Are you not? Is that not what this is?
So, Ben, tell me what you feel.
Pain. Constant pain.
Show me on the doll where you attached.
Is this a mental pain or a physical pain?
This is a physical pain from what I presume is getting old.
This presumption, is this something you do often?
Yes.
Oh no. You know what they say about presumptions?
No, I do not.
They're the mother of all fuck-ups, Ben.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And that's just my life.
Mine's just one presumption after the other. And you know what they say about assumptions?
No.
Well, to assume is to make an arse out of you and me.
Oh. You're full of knowledge today, Aaron.
I mean, yeah. I've been debating a few sort of things that we should sort of bring to the table, really, of what to do with this podcast.
Okay.
So, you know, as the ruling dictarian of this episode,
right.
I thought I'd bring in a last little thing, and I'm calling it the Aaron's final thoughts.
I fucking wish you wouldn't. This isn't Jerry fucking Springer. What the fuck?
I'm going to mix it up a little bit and do my final thought at the beginning of the podcast because, you know, it's out there.
So it's your beginning thought?
My beginning thought.
What really grinds my gears.
Yeah. So,
what grinds your gears, Aaron?
Well, all of us, Katie, whether or not we're celebrities, everyone ought to spend part of their life making someone else's life better. And that is, I think, some words that we should all live by. If you can make someone smile every day, you could go to bed happy at night.
I did a fucking good thing today and then begrudged it like 30 seconds later.
What did you do?
Bought someone a bus ticket. And I was like, fuck. I literally just didn't buy myself a coffee because I was like, that's a waste of money. And then I spent the money anyway on a bus ticket.
Why did they need a bus ticket?
He was working at the hospital and he left his wallet at home and like his contactless on his phone wasn't working. I was like, I'll just pay. It's fine.
That seems fair.
He got a fucking like day ticket though, so it was.
Yeah. I suppose that is something, you know. That is
a good deed.
It felt like a good deed.
Yeah.
See, I always feel that if you do a good deed and then not so much tell someone, but then like if you put it on social media, it kind of defeats the point of doing it.
It fucks me off. Like people that will take a selfie of themselves giving food to a homeless person.
It really pisses me off.
Just fucking get the food for the homeless person. I actually had like a really nice situation of giving food to a homeless person. Like it was cold as shit out. And I was like, that man looks like he could do a Greg's sausage roll. So I went to Greg's and I was like, what's the hottest thing you've got? And she was like, the sausage rolls are still pretty warm, but like you can try it and if it's not hot enough, I can give you something else or another one, or you can wait for more to be cooked. I was like, oh no, like it's not for me, it's for the dude sitting out by the bookies. And she was like, oh, 1 second. and she got a coffee loyalty card and like stamped all 6 boxes and went, give him this as well. I was like, that's kind of that's nice. Like, you didn't need to do that, and that's nice.
Oh, yeah.
So one
So-
good deed turned into another good deed, which turned into a dude having a meal, kind of, I guess. So.
That is good.
But then if I'd taken a picture of it and been like, look at this fucking awesome thing that happened, then I'd be a dickhead.
See, it's a bit of a weird line because I kind of feel that it should be made more socially acceptable to help other people, but then it feels like the real reason that they're doing it is just for clout.
For sure, yeah. Like, there's a lot to be said for guilt tripping someone on social media, saying, hey, I did this good thing, what the fuck have you done for people lately? But at the same time, I don't know. I don't even care if people do nice things for clout. At least you're doing nice things. Like, the good things still get done. And the person searching for clout looks like a dickhead in the end anyway. So,
Definitely.
fucking no skin off my ass, Jeremy.
Yeah, I definitely. Yeah, it's a strange one that we're a first world country and homelessness is still quite a major problem. But then again, yeah, it is.
It is the
very strange.
capitalist monster that we all live by.
If there were homeless people, then what would happen to the wealth divide? Like, if we got rid of homeless people, what? Well, then that gap would get a bit too small for the liking of some.
I don't know. It's a difficult one because I think everyone deserves the right to have a home and to be safe.
And, you know, basic needs.
Yeah, you know, your basic needs should be met, but it's very difficult. It's not like an easy solution to solve.
They've got a thing in Denmark where if you're homeless, you'll be given like food and shelter as long as you volunteer a certain amount of your time. And what
that sounds like
does,
a good one.
yeah, what it does is it gets people off the streets and it gives them an address to actually look for work.
And also gives them something
Purpose.
to write down as experience.
Yeah.
And keeps idle hands busy.
Exactly. And it's one of the main reasons that I'm planning on running away to Denmark. They're just kind of better at stuff. Like, I saw the amount of times I've been to Denmark, I think I've seen about 3 people sleeping rough, and I'm pretty sure they were doing it for a job. In the nicest way possible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they had to be sleeping rough. I just think they had fallen on hard times, and that was the only way that they could see fit to make money. Like, I think they had an option to go elsewhere.
One of the things that I do find quite annoying is the town that we're all accustomed to. I'm fairly sure each of us have seen the same group of what's the best term of putting it?
I'd know, but I
Beggars,
think
so to
hard.
speak. That actually get dropped off by people in quite flashy people carriers to just sit around either the train stations or in the town centre and just sit there and beg.
Well, there was quite a prolific dude who had like a fucking nice house and some nice dogs, and was not in any way, shape, or form homeless or having hard times, but still was on the street. But then again, if he was at one point homeless and that's all he's ever really known in terms of income, then I don't know what are you going to do for a job if you've never had a job.
See, it's generally the people that are most vocal about it are not the ones that need the money.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are playing the game.
And the way I guess there's 2 sides of it. You could see it as like taking advantage of people's good nature, but also if you're going to give your money to a stranger, you know that you know that you don't know anything about that situation, and you've actively made that choice?
Yeah, it's something that I was just thinking about there. So the first thing that comes into my mind when I think of someone who's on hard times is, oh, you've put yourself in that situation, or just pull yourself out of that situation. Why is it so difficult? And then, but that's kind of the social upbringing that I had, and then I have to kind of remind myself that, you know, I've never had to be in that situation. I don't know the full story, and the real social truths are that, like you said, without an address you can't get a job. Without a job you can't get an address. You're stuck in a cycle. I know some banks have started giving accounts out with no address, and then the other problem is if you never had a job or can't work,
Who's going to hire you?
who's going to hire you? Because I certainly wouldn't give money to. I wouldn't hire someone who couldn't do a job.
Who would?
So,
Who would?
And then the other side of it is what I'm trying to look at more now is how did people get into these situations? And a lot of the time it is from a social point where, things like therapists are not available, mental health advisors are not available.
But even outside of that kind of stuff, like, debt doesn't really choose who it goes for. Like, debt can happen to anyone at any time.
Oh yeah.
And like, being homeless is my biggest fear, because you can go from being on top of the world to having nothing in a minute flat. Like,
there was a point where I was very, very close to losing my house and having fuck all to my name.
Yeah.
So I was definitely very close to that point, and that's where I started to think, what I was told about people who beg for money and lived out in the street, they're just bums, they don't do anything. I was like, no, I have a good job, and yet
this could be a very...
I'm only one paycheck away from being in that same place.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, fully agree with you there. It is, I think the other quite difficult thing is, speaking from my own situation really, is that I'm in the rental loop where at the moment I can afford to keep a place, but I'm renting, but I can't really afford to save up anything towards a mortgage or anything else like that. I'm saying that I probably could if I really, really set my mind to it, but to live the life that I'm accustomed to, so to speak, it's one of those ones really where, yeah, it is quite difficult. You get a bit lazy. I think more than anything, I just get a bit lazy with what I've got at the moment, and don't try to better yourself, which I think is
to buy my place. I spent about 2.5 years, and I didn't go out. I didn't do anything fun. I didn't eat anywhere nice. I didn't get takeaways. I didn't buy expensive food. I didn't do anything fun. I didn't, and that was the only way I could do it. And then you got to live like a pauper basically to be able to afford to do it.
Why do you think I nurse Diet Cokes on nights out?
Well, that's it. I mean, if it's a goal that you want, then you have to make a lot of sacrifices to get it.
I go out and sit there with a pint of Diet Coke and make it last over an hour, because I want a house. I want a house, and I don't want it to be where I currently live, because I don't want to. If I ever have kids, I don't want to raise them here. Like, I want to leave.
yeah.
And also trying to save for a car at the same time could do without that.
So I'd say you want to set yourself one goal at a time. I know obviously like the house is the overall one, but when you've got a car, it becomes slightly easier to you're not paying for bus fare, you're not paying for that. You can get a better paying job potentially.
Yeah, I've kind of got $3,000 set aside for a car.
I'd say that's probably enough.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that goal's achieved, but it sort of put a couple of months damper on being able to leave my house. But
Mm.
buying a car is dependent on getting a fucking test booking at the test centres, because there are none. This waiting list is long. It's a very long list.
Have you looked at other test centres?
Within like a 20-mile radius, sure. I've looked up to like Welwyn Garden City. And it's fuck all.
That sucks.
And you can book 18 weeks in advance and still nothing. And I'm test ready. I had a driving lesson literally just before this, and he was like, "Why am I teaching? Why are you paying for my company? Like, you know how to drive." I'm like, I just don't want to forget, I guess.
It does help having that little lesson every now and then.
I've only had 8, and he told me to take my test 3 lessons ago.
Are you on like a short list of cancellations?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I put my card details in, and that's what that was. If not, I've just spanked money away. But I'm checking it daily because I'm desperate to get on the road now. Lockdown while not driving was something.
Yeah, I can't imagine being in my parents' home anymore.
I've seen hell. I have seen hell on earth.
Definitely sounds like a first world problem right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. All of my problems are first world problems. What fucking actual problem do I have? Nothing. Do any of us? Probably not.
Not anymore. I feel like I'm at a time in my life where nothing's actually gone wrong for quite a while, which then I get like a bit of an anxiety pang, like it's only round the corner where it all goes wrong.
Yeah, something's gonna happen.
It feels like that.
It's been too good for too long.
Too
good for too long, and I don't trust it.
Yeah, I'm definitely sort of semi-feeling that at the moment. It's just like something is like, leaving something on the hob and forgetting about it. Just like
it's such a lovely day outside. The sun is shining, the birds are in the sky, the kitchen's on fire.
I forgot to pick up my kids. Wait a second, I don't have kids. Do I?
Fuck, I brought some random kids home. Whose are you?
Damn it, why did you get in my car?
Oh my god. Yeah, my life's kind of fine right now as well. But
yeah.
It makes it very difficult to be such a grumpy bastard when there's nothing going wrong in your life.
Exactly. And
I mean, I can still find a way, don't you worry.
I'm trying to like not self-sabotage. It's like, oh, I've got a new job, my driving lessons are going well, lockdown, like I'm seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's just like, what is coming to shit on my fucking parade? Like, what is going to happen? Something is just going to come and piss on me from a great height. But what? Like, what could it be?
It feels so odd to say it, but I think I actually started getting used to this lockdown because, like, the thought of going out and mingling with people just give me the ick.
I kind of miss it. You saw how I mingled. You saw it. You witnessed my mingling.
I did witness your mingle.
That wasn't normal behaviour.
It's kind of weird. Like I kind of just want to go mad and let loose, but then I'm like, I just don't know if I can be asked.
Way ahead of you, buddy.
I've got real into my little hermit routine.
So had I, and then that Saturday happened, and I was like, oh, nothing changed. Cool. I'm still trash.
Yeah.
I think we're all hot trash deep down.
Be my cherry pie.
We're just at different stages of trash. I'm
yeah, as long as you recycle.
I was going to say I'm in the recycling stage.
We know what jokes we're going for.
Aaron's composting.
Whoa, what do you mean composting?
I don't know. I kind of wanted to say it and see how you took it, and just go from there.
Yeah, I'm not too happy on the composting, to be honest with you. But
how did you perceive it? What did you take from that? What did your brain make? of that?
That I'm rotting. I'm
I took it the other way. I would have said that you're fresh and you're ready to re-sow the seeds of your life.
This is kind of how I meant it. Like,
You're fresh compost. You're not rotting rubbish in a pile, becoming compost.
you're like
You are the phoenix.
you're the mushy stage.
Yeah, but
You're phoenix shit. You're literally human manure that is ready to sow the seeds of the planet.
Ben's just Ben's just bottle recycling.
Yeah, I just get crushed down, rebuilt, crushed
He's
down,
the bottle bank.
rebuilt.
I mean, Katie, you're the clothesman.
I will accept that. I'll accept that.
You're like, I know there's definitely like an insult undertone there, but okay, we'll go for it.
As long as recycling is involved, it's accurate.
I'm so done with working away now.
How long has it been now? Like 2 weeks?
2 weeks. It's more like 5.
Has it actually been 5, or does it feel like 5?
I think it's 5. I don't know. I'm just done with it.
I've been
literally
working.
Premier Inns. They all look exactly the same. I feel like I've been in a prison for 5 weeks.
I have been working at my place for about 5 weeks. Did we start at the same time?
I have no idea. I have no concept of time. I'm just in my prison.
Time is a tool you can put on the wall or wear it on your wrist.
Okay.
Look, I told you to watch Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. If you didn't, that's on you.
Oh, it is definitely something you need to watch. You need to, I don't know, take some salvia or get really high and then watch it.
Get super fucked up and then watch the first one. Actually,
Just get super fucked up and watch all of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
Green is not a... I can't remember. How did it...
Green is not a creative colour.
Creative. Fuck, I was creative. I was going to say primary. That means it's been too long. I have to watch them all again.
Pesky bee.
Pesky bee.
I mean, from an outside perspective, that sounds very, very fucking weird. But okay.
From an inside perspective, it is very weird.
About to say. Look, you need to educate yourself. This is a React channel now.
Oh God.
No, I can't.
But it's a podcast. How can we react to videos on a podcast? It has to be just sounds.
Aaron's pretty vocal, to be fair. He is a walking soundboard.
I don't feel he's being very soundboardy this time. He's taking his hosting job very, very seriously.
He's not really taking the lead. Aaron.
Yeah.
How would you like to go forward with this nonsense?
What topics have you brought to the table?
Peanut butter.
0.
0 topics. So you are filling my role.
We really are.
100%.
Jeez.
What? Me?
I've been eating peanut butter for 10 minutes. Like, I have nothing.
I don't know why, whenever you say something random like that, all I think of is, like, it's not just you just going, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to eat peanut butter because I haven't eaten peanut butter in a while, and I just have a little spoonful or whatever. All I can think of you is just doing something extremely strange, like, I don't know, sticking a dob of peanut butter on your nose and just trying to lick it off your nose.
Fucking rude.
Whenever I imagine you doing something weird, Katie, I imagine you doing like a frog squat on a computer chair in a dark room doing it.
And then just going, Ree!
Okay, Ben, you need to shut the fuck up.
Is that something you would do?
That's exactly how I'm sitting right now. I'm like slut squatting on my chair. Where's the fucking podcast chat? You're such a dickhead.
I'm watching you.
Wait, I didn't even get the peanut butter in the fucking picture. Fuck's sake. I'm irrationally angry right now.
It's crazy how strong my telepathy is. Oh, that's perfect.
But
So I did have I have, as usual, my long list of podcast ideas and topics, which I added a couple today, and let me see which ones it was, because that was it. Okay, so obviously we have a TikTok account that I use for the podcast, and because I've been so bored, I've been like looking through it and trying to call it market research, but it's not. I've just been bored of my
Thirst
fucking
traps.
brain.
You've just been looking at thirst traps.
Not just thirst trap. I've been going down like TikTok holes, like
That sounds pretty thirst trappy.
first traps, and in doctors and facts, and the thing that my like whatever the fucking thing's called
For you page.
For you page. I've been getting a lot of like ADHD posts.
Okay.
So I've watched a few of them, and then I've slowly become a hypochondriac about maybe I have ADHD.
Yeah,
because a lot of them are like, if you zone out and then can't remember what you were doing, it's a symptom of ADHD, and there's just loads of them, loads of like little symptoms and stuff, and I'm just like, I do that. Oh shit!
I hate that. I hate that so much because, like, there are like 14-year-old kids out there self-diagnosing themselves with things they probably don't have and freaking themselves out.
Ooh.
Aaron,
give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Hold
God,
on.
he's got a rotary phone from the 90s with him.
I feel like that's
it is a horrible feeling to. But then also, I was talking to someone who actually does have ADHD, like officially been diagnosed with it, and it was just like, I don't know if you have got it, what is the problem? Because you seem to be handling it quite well. And I was like, I suppose.
I mean, yeah, kind of.
But it would make a lot of sense for how I sometimes feel about things.
On a completely unrelated note, I'm pretty sure I've given myself a peanut allergy because my mouth is tingling from the sheer amount of peanut butter I've consumed. Ignoring that, I look at all these things and I'm like, a lot of that is me, but I'm also just a dickhead.
Yeah, and then gets into the thing of like, is it? I've actually written this down. What it's called. Another one of my many things I want to talk about because I have nothing better to do than be left with my thoughts and think about things. Where the fuck is it?
Are you singing Ipanema?
Yes, that's the song that plays in my head when I'm trying to look at stuff. I had it written down. Barnum effect, which is why people believe horoscopes because the information is super vague.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then I feel that also applies for things like you've got cancer because you've got a headache and you've got caffeine shakes, and you stabbed yourself in your arm and you think you've now got cancer of your arsehole or some shit like that.
I had the worst coffee shakes today. The worst coffee shakes. Are they not a real thing?
Oh no, they're definitely a real thing because I had that whole. Well, again, I don't even know if this is caffeine related. This could be the ADHD again. I proper zoned out at one point. It felt like I was vibrating.
Yeah, I did that today at work, and I had, to be fair, 4 cups of coffee before 11 a.m, which sounds like not a lot, right?
I had 3 and a can of Monster before 8 o'clock.
Yeah, so that's not a lot. I didn't have a lot, and I was shaking and dizzy to the point where I was like, I need to drink a large amount of water in a short amount of time because I need to get this going through my blood in a fucking different pace because it's not working for me right now. Yeah, I felt unwell.
100%. So I do like the Barnum effect, which is like I thought about it because someone was trying to show me was it birth moon or birth sun or some shit, and
someone did my whole chart the other day.
The whole chart of it thing and doing like, this is 100% you, and I was like, this is just very vague. So I pulled up a random one and was like, this is like you, you're this, you're that. And she was like, oh yeah, and I was like, yeah, it's completely different. Like,
Yeah,
star sign.
some of the Americans on my on one of my Discord servers did my whole fucking like rising sun or whatever nonsense it is, and they were like, "Oh, that's such a like rising Capricorn thing to do." Like, is it, or am I just a dickhead?
I don't know. It's like when I used to like read horoscopes in the papers, and it was like, oh, you're going to meet your significant other on a
You're,
something beginning with A. And I'm
or
like,
you're currently
well,
having
yeah.
problems with a friend or relative. Like, super vague.
Yeah.
You have a great need for others
I have
to like.
returns.
You have a great need for others to like and admire you, or you have a tendency to be critical of yourself. Like,
Yeah,
these apply to
like
fucking
everyone
everyone.
else.
Like, we're talking about like zodiac
It's called
shit.
the Barnum effect, where everything is super vague, so it kind of fits with everyone, and it's the same thing that horoscopes use.
I'm finding some of like the statements for this like phenomenon, if you want to call it that, and all of them, I'm like, yeah, these could work for literally anyone.
It's the same thing they use for cold readings as well.
This one here, at times you have serious doubts as to whether you have made the right decision or done the right thing. Really? Really?
Pretty much me every day.
Of all the decisions everyone makes every day, multiple times, you think not every single person doubts at least one of them?
Have you ever gone to see a psychic?
No, but I got told to by this person in the Discord server. They're like, you just need to be careful who you give your money to, because some of them will exploit you. I was like, some of them? Some of them will exploit you?
See, I've had some weird things with people I know, but when I went to see one, I was like, this is 100% a con.
But the thing is, people you know you, and they can be less vague, right?
No, it wasn't someone I know. Someone who had it done and brought a note to me from someone who had passed, who they did not know about.
Okay.
So I had a friend who died, well, she killed herself, and I was one of the last people she spoke to. And then a few years later, some random girl, this is during high school, some random girl come up to me with a note and was like, this is her name, she has a note for you, and it basically said, like, don't stop blaming yourself. And this girl at high school didn't know the girl and didn't know her name, and I'd never spoken to this girl about any of this, nor had I spoken to anyone else from my high school about this. And it was so weird. I was like, whoa, what the fuck? So that's why there's a little bit of belief in me for stuff like this, because I'm like, that is unexplainable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to believe in stuff, but I don't know. I think the world's kind of interesting enough without needing to believe in that stuff. I don't know. I'm very skeptical. Very, very skeptical. Science has done me well so far, and I feel bad about sort of like seeing
I think
astrology behind science is back.
The main thing of I think we can all agree that it would be extremely stupid to think that we're alone in this universe.
For sure. I think we spoke about this last week, didn't we?
Yeah, possibly.
Or were we just talking in the pub?
Yeah. And it always goes back to to think that we are the be-all and end-all of this world.
It's extremely narcissistic.
Yeah, very small-minded. There's definitely a few things that cannot be explained, and I'll be honest with you, I don't want them to be explained. It kind of keeps that, and the Hollywood saying of, there's the truth is out there, but I do not want to know it.
No one needs to see how the sausage is made.
Yeah. Oh, that's a
good analogy.
Yeah, good analogy.
The thing is, I want to know how the sausage is made, and I want to know how. I want to know what's in them. I know what the outside is. I want to know the machine. I want to know everything, and that's the scientist in me who wants to know everything. And I think that although it can't be explained right now, it will be explainable at some point in the future.
I get so mad on a constant basis that there are going to be things that are discovered after I die, and I'm going to be so mad that I'm not here to know about them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's FOMO to, like, the next level. Like, oh, I'm so scared of missing out on things that are going to happen after I'm dead.
It's kind of like, yeah, once you die, if we could just, I don't know, like, have the hot seat of just being able to just watch.
Just a TV channel of, like, what's cracking down on Earth. Or up on Earth, depending on how you lived, I guess.
It does give me great hope that in the 1950s they thought we'd have flying cars by now, and we're still on the road. We're nowhere near. We are near, like, obviously, like, video calling. They got that right.
I was going to say, like, they did predict a lot of stuff. And I watch old videos of, like, the first computers and the first phones and stuff, and it's bizarre. Like, I was watching a video of a concept smart home from, like, the 50s, and it was like, the lights will come on when you walk into the room, like magic. It's like, yeah, no, that's every office in the UK now. That's literally every office. Like, if I sit for too long without going up to get, like, a drink of water or something, the lights will just turn off over me.
Yeah.
And that's just something so normal. And back in the 50s, it was like, this is magic. You live in a witch house.
No, if you go back to the Victorian times, they'd be astounded by what we're doing right now.
They'd be astounded by running water. That wasn't.
They had running
murky.
water, but it was just full of shit.
Yeah. Cholera.
It's one of those ones where, here's a good question. What would be the one thing, the one miraculous sort of either invention or, what if in the realms of possibility would you want to bring from the future?
Teleportation.
Ben?
What, for everyone's use or just for mine?
It can be for everybody or, day-to-day use or...
I don't know. Personal use for me only would definitely be teleportation. For everyone's use would be like food in a pill form, or surviving with very little sleep. If we could take away sleep, that would be great.
Oh man, no,
so
I like
much
sleep
wasted
way too
time.
much.
Yeah, but what if you didn't need it?
But imagine you could take a pill and you just feel like you're 8 years old and you just had a 10-hour sleep.
Yeah, like what?
Do you know when you used to feel rejuvenated?
You could still lie in bed for like 4 hours and do nothing with your time and just relax, but you wouldn't need to sleep to feel alive.
You wouldn't need sleep to be alive.
You could still do it if you wanted to do it.
You would have 24 hours of whatever time you wanted to.
They'd make us work so many more hours.
See, this is I was waiting patiently for a gap, but that's the point exactly I was going to make. They're like, you don't need that 8 hours of sleep anymore, so how about we start doing 14-hour days? That still gives you 10 hours of your own time.
But you wouldn't need to.
I know that it would happen though, because like, how many times have you heard in like an office or whatever, there just aren't enough hours in the day?
Well, I just put that down. I just chalked that up for bad planning.
No, I'm just saying, like, if they could get more work hours out of you and get more productivity, they would.
Yeah, but they're going to have to pay you more.
And then the economy would crash.
No, that's not how it works.
Shh.
As much as the capitalist machine wants you to think that paying people more is going to crash an economy, it's not how it works. Yeah,
but like, I know that's not how it works, but that's how it would be fucking framed, and it would cause issues.
Lead the uprising, Katie.
Bitcoin kind of crashed the other day. I'm not feeling like leading any kind of...
Oh, yeah. I wanted to apologise if I might have strong-armed you into buying Bitcoin.
I didn't buy Bitcoin because have you seen the current value of Bitcoin before the crash?
Yes, I had.
Who has Bitcoin money right now?
Me.
Fuck off.
What?
Did you buy Bitcoin?
Yeah, I bought it on the dip.
You idiot.
What do you mean? I bought it when it was at its lowest price.
Yeah, but
It's going to the moon!
Why are you buying Bitcoin? Dogecoin's gone up.
I've had Dogecoin for a while.
Yeah, it's gone up.
I made a decision last month that any coin I'm going to buy, I'm not going to trade back to real money. I'm just going to trade them around. So money I'm
Dogecoin's gone up a
putting
lot.
in is not for now, it's for a year or two's time.
Like, fucking cryptocurrencies become so ridiculous. Elon Musk sneezes and everything changes.
It's not just that though, it's China as well.
Yeah,
They
China basically went, it's not real money and we're not going to fucking panda you anymore, so...
Did you see the 4chan post?
No.
Ooh. There was a 4chan post on Tuesday, the night before it all went to shit, saying that the large company is going to knock the Bitcoin by 20-30%. But you never know. It's such an easy thing to knock up a fake 4chan post.
I think the highest I saw it at was like, well, the lowest technically was down 33 or 34% yesterday. Yeah. Fucking crazy. And Ethereum went down as well.
Everything went down. And it's great because America had to set up a suicide hotline.
Fucking hell.
Because people put their life savings in there.
Is America okay?
It's such a weird thing to me. When I was young, I used to think, oh, America is so great, such an amazing country. I'd love to go live there. And the older I get, the more I realise it's just fucking insane.
Yeah, and they're not doing good. They're every level-headed American that I know and regularly speak to fucking hates it. Like, I've got a friend who lives in Arizona right now, and she's like, is Ireland nice? I think Ireland would be nice. I'm gonna go to Ireland. And she's like fucking 24, and she's like uprooting and leaving her entire life and moving to Ireland because she fucking hates it there so much. She had a 30 grand hospital bill for like a one night stay and no answers to what's wrong with her.
I saw a thing the other day. It was like why are American TV shows not made in the UK, and it was Breaking Bad, and they were like, "You've got cancer. Oh, don't worry, you're in Britain. We'll pay for this on the NHS. You won't have to sell meth."
Fucking hell. Yeah, I don't see what bothered me was because she had to stay in hospital and she had to have like X-rays and shit done. She had to take a pregnancy test because it's just the rules before you have an X-ray in that hospital. And they use like the £1 test strips that you get from like fucking Poundland that have like 2 or 3 paper strips in the box. And she was charged £150 for that.
Yep.
£150.
Isn't America great?
No.
Have you actually been?
No, and I wanted to, and I want to less and less with every passing day.
I've been to San Francisco, and I wouldn't rate it. It's quite awe-inspiring to walk around and see these massive buildings, but I don't feel it's any different to...
It's like London in a different font, like...
Exactly. It's literally about, it's like walking around the financial district in London.
Yeah, I'd like to go to maybe like Arizona or Nevada or something like that, but I wouldn't want to go to a city because I fucking hate cities at the best of times. The only cities I really like are in small European countries because they're kind of pretty and architecturally gorgeous and yeah, quaint, and they're nice, and they're not as like hustle bustle as London.
I'd like to spend a few weeks going across America, like to the few little bits, but no different to like plane hopping in cities.
At this point, I want to go to America for the fast food, which is a terrible reason to go, which is why I'm not going.
Oh no, it's insane. I went and got a regular burger out. Again, this was quite a few years ago now, but I got a burger out there, and like the comparative size was insane. And I was just like, oh, why have I got such a large cup? They're like, oh no, that's a standard cup. And I was like, okay. And they're like, it's free refills. I was like, I'm not going to be able to finish this. I'm going to take this with me.
Yeah, like I'm not going to finish one of these. What? No, I was again talking to these Americans the other day, and I was trying to explain like a full English breakfast, and I just sent a picture of a fry up, and it was on a very specific blue and white plate, And the two English people in the server were like, "Is that a fucking spoon's breakfast? Oh, I'd kill for a spoon's breakfast." And it's like, we don't do food the same.
No.
Like, they were like, "Is that it? Why is there a mushroom on the plate? Why do you have beans with everything? Why is it so small?" I was like, Weatherspoon's fry-ups are fucking huge.
No, how they make tea disgusts me as well.
Oh, yeah. They have, like, every time I see an American and they're talking about tea, it's always like sweet tea. Like iced tea. It's never like a fucking builder's brew.
No. Unless it's green tea.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if they have
And then
hot
they
tea, it's
still
herbal
manage to
tea.
fuck that up as well.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we do a lot of things wrong as well.
Oh yeah, we don't have mixer taps in like a lot of English homes, and that freaks Americans out.
There is a good reason for that.
Why no? But like not anymore. In old houses, sure, but in newer houses, they're not so frequent. Like they're not as commonplace anymore in new houses. But like my house doesn't have mixer taps upstairs, and I'm pretty sure we do still have the separate tanks as well. Our boiler's old as shit. I'm pretty sure it should have exploded by now.
They don't tend to explode, they just stop.
Or leak. And flood the whole house. Speaking from experience.
Ceiling collapses.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Honestly, someone replaced the fucking metal stopcock thing with a plastic one, and it just slow dripped until 50 gallons of water slow dripped through the ceiling. And then the 50-gallon tank was being replenished constantly.
That's just insane.
And then it gave way. And then there was mushrooms on the ceiling.
Yeah, you can't really tell them that you were viewing it often enough for them to grow mushrooms.
Well, no, because we genuinely were going on the days that we were supposed to be going, and we were checking it, and the mushrooms. I don't think you understand how quickly mushrooms grow. They can grow in like 2 days.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were like a month, 2 month sort of thing.
No, they grow super quick. We were checking it like the way we should have been checking it.
Oh wow!
Like some mushrooms grow overnight.
That's weird.
Like like button cap mushrooms, they grow super quickly. Like any warm, damp weather or surroundings will sprout them overnight.
Wow! I could literally grow a mushroom in my house.
Yeah.
I don't know why that come out of my mouth, but yeah.
And the thing is, like, what probably wasn't helping was the fact that until it was like the roof must have been damp for a long time before it started actually seeping through. So the mushrooms were already probably like the spores were probably already there. It's just the second the water started seeping through the roof, it was like room to grow.
I don't know why that tickled me.
But yeah, literally overnight it just went boom and the whole fucking ceiling collapsed. It was disgusting. And I never want to have to go through that again. That's another thing about America. Their homes are basically made of paper.
It is a. They do have a lot of natural disasters, so I kind of get the point.
Yeah, and they don't really need to, like, especially in hot countries like Texas. Well, Texas really should have better homes for the conditions they live in because the weather's so changeable. But like, it's hot so often there that they don't need insulated walls. They don't need anything to like keep heat in. So
But there is a thing of in the night. Is it? It's not hot there at night, is it?
I mean, it can be. Texas really doesn't know what it's doing.
I mean, again, I've looked into because they had a massive power failure recently, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of looking into it.
It's because they had fucking snow and they didn't know how to deal with it.
Yeah, it turns out that Texas just likes doing its own thing, like all the time.
I was speaking to someone in Texas that I had met on holiday and just kept talking to them after the event. And he was saying, "Oh, it's like 94 degrees here today." I was like, "That's fucking like 38 degrees here or something." And then the next day, he was like, "Oh yeah, it's snowing." What? I don't understand. I don't understand Texas weather.
I don't understand the weather up here. I'm only 2.5 hours away from where we normally live, but it has rained every day for the last 3 weeks.
On my 1 hour commute home from work yesterday, on public transport, there were 3 very different weather situations. There was like torrential rain, hailstones, and then like glorious sunshine with scorching heat that was unbearable.
Yes, but it's only like 16, 17 degrees. It's not even hot.
Yeah, it's fucking May. I don't understand what the weather's. The weather's trying to kill me.
Global warming.
It's not global warming now, Ben. It's climate change.
No, whatever
Because all the
fuck
fucking pedantic dickheads were like, "How can it be global warming when it's so cold out?"
Oh. Well, I'm stuck in the early 2000s. All right, sorry.
I mean, it was a good time, or it was
Stop
a
calling me a
nostalgic
cunt, Al
time.
Gore. I'm sorry.
Oh, the 4chan post. Sorry, I've literally just seen it. What? That's a bit
Yeah.
mad.
It's very, very odd. I was talking to someone at work who's like a crypto maniac, which sounds like a sexual deviant in another form. But yeah, he thinks it's bullshit. But who knows? Who
It's the
knows what
internet.
real conspiracy theories are really going on?
God, conspiracy theories are interesting. Like, I don't for a second believe them most of the time, but people are so thorough in their weird research.
See,
And I've got to
it's
give them
kind
credit
of
for that alone.
for the amount of conspiracy theories there are, or for how much weird shit people do. There has to be a percentage where, you know,
They're kind of onto something.
yeah. It's got, and I bet it's quite high. I bet it's about a 10% kind of, you know.
I think, yeah, one of the
When it,
best ones I remember hearing about was it was a guy that worked for, I think it was either Area 51 or something like that. I can't remember. I think I'm going to definitely have to dig and get some details and come back to you on this. But basically, the guy was a bit of a whistleblower in the end, and he was like, "Look, aliens exist. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that people don't know about." And some of his sort of claims were very tangible, so to speak. Um, and I think he ended up buying an old missile silo in America, and that's where he currently lives because he doesn't trust the government to not assassinate him.
interesting. Do you know what? Whenever the world does end in some weird, convoluted way, you know there is going to be just like some random person out there that's like, "I fucking told you all. I told every single one of you, and none of you listened to me."
Trying to think of who would that be that we know. Osborne.
Really?
Probably. No, he's.
He just hates Thameslink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Does anyone like Thameslink? Anyone have anything good to say about Thameslink? Because I fucking don't.
No, they're shit. What is going on?
Ooh, getting a lot of interference there, guys.
Yeah, I got that as well.
Must be me because I'm getting nothing.
It is normally you because you've got a hot phone.
I'm not on my phone. I'm on my PC.
No, but normally your phone's going ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, if you've
My
got
phone-
something plugged in adjacent to
No,
your
I
recording at the right eye.
purposely didn't plug my phone in
Oh, wow.
for that very reason.
I'm trying to think of what the best conspiracy theories are. Obviously, aliens are like right up there.
The lizard royal family.
See, I like that one. More so because I like the imagery that it conjures in my head.
Queen Liz. Queen Lizard.
Lizard.
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Like that.
Like, this year has kind of like brought out a lot of conspiracy theories alone. Like, 2020 was a big one for conspiracy theories. Everyone had some kind of theory about COVID or 5G or some other dumb shit. And obviously people like saying the presidential election was rigged. There were a lot of theories going around.
It's kind of weird because I feel like things like, oh, the election's rigged. I feel like that's just kind of something people can throw out there to throw doubt and speculation on people who actually might win.
Yeah, but for every dickhead they're just trying to win for their side, there is someone that genuinely believes it's a conspiracy theory.
Oh, 100%, yeah. But then that's how it gains traction.
Like the Elisa Lam case got loads of traction again as well as a conspiracy theory. The woman that was like filmed in the elevator talking to herself and then disappearing in the water tank.
Oh, yeah. That was
That
a
for
weird
some
one.
reason came back to the surface after the early 2000s.
Is that a case of because it's been so long and they're just like, oh, this is a weird one that's happened fairly recently, or
Yeah, I think they were just trying to rehash. They were trying to basically make Reddit a fucking Reddit or Tumblr a documentary on Netflix because Netflix are really, really running out of ideas. They kind of got rinsed of all their ideas over lockdown, I think. I'm trying to think of any good ones that I've seen, and I can't.
What, conspiracy theories?
Yeah, it used to be so easy when people like believed in crop circles and stuff. Like,
Well, the one at the moment that's making the rounds is that when you have the COVID vaccination, you make sure your COVID jab area like metallic or something that a magnet can stick to.
I mean, here's a hard pill to swallow, but you're not interesting enough to track. Like, I'm pretty sure Bill Gates doesn't want to know where my nan is and what she's doing. Like, spoiler alert, Bill Gates, she's where is she? In a care home. What is she doing? Probably shitting herself. Like,
Again, why would they bother putting a chip in you when you pay for the privilege of being tracked anyway?
literally. Like, if you use Facebook, you do not need to worry about who's tracking you. You clearly are okay with it.
There's the other one is obviously the COVID one, where I'm still having conversations with people at work where they still think that this is all a herd. Oh, what do they call it? A cleansing of the population due to climate change. That they're saying that it is a man-made thing that is meant to be removing surplus people from the earth by form of
Is that really
illness.
such a bad thing, though? Like, for a lot of my life, I've said a lot of times, like, we need a new plague because there are too many of us and most of us are stupid.
I feel that a plague was coming anyway because it just seems to be a cycle. If you look
Every
through
100
history,
years
there
or
is a
so,
cycle.
yeah. Every century or so, there is a plague that kind of culls the population. Which is why I guess conspiracy theorists kind of ran with it.
Well, no, because they're saying that it is a man-made.
Well, yeah, but like, if you're a conspiracy theorist, you would take that 100-year theory and be like, oh, this is a thing they do all the time when things get out of hand. Like, they probably think the government's got like a little plan set up that goes back decades and centuries and say that this just happens. Every government is intertwined and it's in some kind of tapestry somewhere.
Oh no, it's the Rothschilds. Is that the right saying? You know the billionaire, multi-billionaire
Yeah.
family that runs the world through the Illuminati.
Imagine being that person that believes this with every fibre of their being. Like, this is their whole thing. Like, who has the time?
I really don't know. It's just there seems to be a lot of people that believe it, and then and it goes all the way down to like all the you're a fucking, what do they call it? You're a herd animal if you wear a mask because you're poisoning yourself with carbon monoxide. And I'm like, everything you're saying is wrong.
That's not how
Oh,
that
you're not woke
works.
enough for this conversation. I'm just like, what?
Yeah. Like, I feel like the people that believe in chemtrails are probably somewhat related to the COVID conspiracy theories.
No, they're the same fucking people.
Yeah.
They're literally the same people, but they don't want to listen to science because they listen to a very convincing man talk on a YouTube channel for 20 minutes
Yeah,
who told them
science
that
really
everything that they kind of felt was wrong with them had a reason to not be their fault.
Science would really interfere with their stories. The same way that, like, dinosaurs kind of ruin religion for people.
I think that one of the issues is that things like newspapers and scientists do come across a bit not uppity. What's the word? Science isn't round and curvy and soft.
No.
It's just a hard line fact that you have to just take. And people don't want that. People want the soft and cuddly. They want heaven and redemption, and they want
variables.
They want to know that the shit going wrong in their life did have a purpose and it will get better.
Yeah. And it's like, sorry, it's just not the case. It is what it is. You don't not question things, but question them in the right way and don't make up a fucking fairy tale to disassociate from the world.
I do think it's also people need to do their own research, and by research I don't mean just click on another YouTube video.
Honestly, YouTube is poison for this kind of shit. Anyone can point a camera and screech something down a microphone and someone will believe it, but it's dangerous.
Like you, listener, who will believe in us for having a podcast.
Yeah, listen to everything I say because I'm on the internet. Fuck you.
Send us all of your bitcoins.
Send me Dogecoin. I wonder if Elongate actually became cryptocurrency.
I almost ended up buying a cryptocurrency because someone online told me that Elon was involved in it, and I was like, oh, hold on, do my research, and it was a load of bollocks. I was very, very close to buying a random fucking altcoin.
Oh god, someone made Elongate.
Oh yeah, they would have made it, but it's actually available to purchase on.
But like, it exists. Like, he did that tweet saying if I ever end up.
Oh yeah, but you can set one up, but a lot of places won't even list it unless it's got some kind of traction.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of fraudulent coins at the moment where people are setting up a coin and then saying, oh, buy into my coin, and people are putting 20, 30 quid in there, but 1,000, 10,000 people do the same thing, and then they just bin the coin off.
It's up 1.6% on this fucking tracker that I've got.
That was the only reason I bought into Dogecoin, was because I was like, this is just, it's memeable. It's just something that people will keep picking up on.
I'm tempted to buy crypto now, just for bands.
Literally, just don't put your car money in there thinking you're gonna. If I do this long enough, I'll be able to get a Rari.
Oh, but it's so funny. Sport is valueless.
The thing is, like, when it all goes to shit, like it did yesterday, I was on there watching it all go down and down and down, and I had people around me going, "Oh no, what are we gonna do?" And I was just like, "Oh, I'm just gonna buy more."
Oh, I wish I had that kind of lack of impulse control.
The problem is it's a gambler's thing of when it's all going to shit, double down and double up.
I
It's
can't
not
gamble to save my life. I put fucking a fiver each way on a horse to win at the weekend and felt anxious about it the whole day. I thought I'm gonna put some money on a horse that I got a tip about. And
this is this is the other thing. So I spoke to someone called Chris about crypto. I speak to him every so often, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I've got a few for you to watch," and I was like, "Shut up, shut up, shut up."
Yeah, like someone gave me a tip on a horse and he was 16-1, and then he ended up getting fucking taken
Shot.
out. Yeah. He was running at the front and then
Yeah, that's never a good sign.
ran off to the sidelines like, no, this horse isn't running anymore. Oh.
I like the thrill of gambling, but then it does get addictive, and I'm like, I'm just gonna have a break.
The thing is, I've done well with tips and small bets at the horse races before. Like when I was at Ascot a few years ago, I literally put like a couple of quid each way on every race that I had a tip on, and came out like 110 quid up just from tiny bets.
I've got a gambling story, which makes me sound like
as well.
a complete arsehole though.
Like I didn't like slap like 20 quid on each horse. I was like, oh, I'll put literally like £5 each way on it.
So I went out to we went on a family day out to a race course, and it was I hadn't done very well, but I'd brought quite a little bit of money with me, and we'd kind of written it off. That's what you got to do when you're gambling. You write off the money. So if you're putting £100 for the day, that money's no longer yours.
Yeah.
So it comes to the last race, and I've kind of looked through the catalogue and gone, oh, we're going to bet on this horse. And this is how long ago it is. I can't remember what it was or where it was. And it was also my turn to get drinks in at the bar. We're doing like family rounds. So as you can imagine, there's quite a lot of people to buy for. So I turned to my partner at the time and said, can you put this bet on this horse for me? Because I'm going to get you a drink. And she's like, yeah, okay, great. So we go to the bar, it's like 10 deep, and the race starts whilst we're getting drinks. So it's all going well. Get to the front of the bar, I can see the telly, and my horse was quite a long shot, but it's kind of in the middle. It's not doing too bad. Get the drinks, and we're coming back, and we stop because the race is about to finish. And out of nowhere, my fucking horse steams in, takes the first place. And I would have stood to get, I don't know, about $2,000, $3,000 from quite a small bet. And I was like, fucking yeah, we've done it, yeah, yeah. Go back to the family. Where's the ticket? What ticket? No, seriously, where's the betting slip? What betting slip? They didn't put the bet on. They just handed me back my fucking, 80 quid's worth of money. And I just started screaming at her.
Oh, Jesus. I couldn't. I can't gamble. I'm too anxious. Aaron, do you gamble?
Not in the slightest bit. I think the only time I ever do gamble, and it's probably very loosely, is play like the one-arm bandits. Probably about it. But when was the last time you saw one of those?
I mean, my worst gambling addiction that doesn't really count, but it technically is still gambling. The fucking like penny pushers at the seaside. Jesus Christ, I'll waste hours of my life on them to win shitty key rings.
You do love a good penny pusher.
Oh my god, I love them so much. Those 2p machines ruined my life. I came home from the fucking seaside last year with basically a carrier bag full of tat that I'd won from 2p machines that I didn't want, didn't need, and had the most fun in the world getting. Like, children wanted those, I'm sure of it, and I just took them.
Because you're a woman with disposable income that can afford to spend 40 quid for a Simpsons keyring.
Nah, like, if I don't get at least one prize out within £1 worth, I'm out. I'm done.
That's good.
I know their worth.
No, just imagine this with crypto money.
Oh, I don't. I'm so close. The fact that I have the app is...
Do it.
Oh,
Do it, do it, do it.
I just want to... How much is Dogecoin?
I don't fucking know.
Did you just press the button and hope for the best?
Let's have a look. Again, I am not soliciting financial advice. Let's make that very, very clear. You are your own woman.
I'm still going to blame you.
Where is it? It's at 28p a coin at the moment.
Oh, see, now that's worth it, isn't it, really?
Yeah, it's worth a go. I've got 500 of the fuckers.
Polydoge? What?
Oh mate, don't start getting into how many there are, because there is fucking hundreds. You could lose yourself for a little while looking through. I've gone through 3 of them and gone like, what the fuck is all this?
What the fuck is up, Kyle?
Like, think of a random word, Aaron.
Platypus.
No.
Do better.
Think of like a monetary sort of term, maybe.
Oh, Katie, what is my monetary term?
Oh God, I should know this.
I want to say potatoes.
I was say you're just gonna say dollar, but
Nah, squiddly diddlies.
I was not gonna guess that. You've literally never said that ever.
Oh man, yeah, squiddly diddlies.
You've never said that in your life.
Do you know what? These are all very good names for crypto. I hope you're writing these all down, because we're going to make our own. We're going to make squiddly diddlies.
Let's make crypto, man.
Fuck it, why not? Every other cunt's doing it. Okay, so should I tell you the ones I bought recently, and
Yes.
see if you think they're good names? So I bought Zulka,
Okay.
Cosmos, 4chain, Terra, VeChain, and Shiba, Polkadot, and that's it. What I bought recently.
Oh, now I'm gonna buy cryptocurrency. How do you get it back? Like,
Yeah, you can just deposit it back into a PayPal account.
fine, I'm buying crypto.
Katie,
Yes.
don't spend more than what you can afford to lose. And for the love of God, do not start reading up on it, because you will be sucked into a rabbit hole.
Do you know what? I do that a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and not buy crypto because
Okay.
I love a rabbit hole. And I have enough hobbies right now.
Well, this is between podcasting and crypto. This is what I'm doing at the moment.
Just do a crossword, Ben.
No, crosswords are boring.
No, they're not. Fucking whatever you say a bad word about crosswords.
I'm gonna have a look on. There is a squid coin. It's just not on the app that I use. Oh, it's not currently out. Okay, what else? What else did we say?
Diddlies.
Platypus. No, it doesn't seem to be a platypus coin.
Oh man.
Right, I feel like that's something we can do. Oh my god, there's so many coins. Oh my god, there's a Spock coin. We could just have a whole episode of me just putting out random words and you telling me whether you think they're crypto coins or not.
We should totally do an episode where we're just all fucking high.
Well, of course.
What?
I was going to mention that being our 10th episode.
I'm in.
What kind of high?
Wouldn't it be more fitting either like our 420th birthday? And that's a long time away.
Oh, mate, we might not ever get there.
I don't. Yeah, I think 10 is good.
Maybe every 10 we just do something, some other kind
Oh,
of.
and maybe by the 10th we'll be like out of lockdown. Actually, we're out of lockdown enough to be in the same room now.
Yeah, we could potentially start doing this in person again.
I am going to put forward Aaron's premises for this.
But we can't smoke in his premises, can we?
Aaron,
What? What?
can we smoke in your premises?
Smoking in my premises?
Yes.
I mean, potentially.
Okay. Or would you want to do edibles? Because I can make them.
Ooh.
Nah, edibles fucking ruined my life.
You can get super high.
They ruined my life. They absolutely ruined my life. I fucking hear colours. Nah, I'm out.
What's wrong with that?
No, I have no impulse control when it comes to snacks.
Well, I'll only bring you one. I won't bring you a whole tray.
Ben, have you not seen her when she goes and picks up fucking pots of jelly?
Well, but again, she won't be able to because I only bring enough for her to consume in one go.
That'd be aggy.
It's not like I'm giving her a tray of fucked up edibles.
Whatever you think I should have, can you double it?
Again, I generally do it for
Aaron, you'll fall
myself.
asleep.
What I do is I do enough that when I watch a movie, I go, "Heh."
that's pretty... What? Hold on. Is it a Seth Rogen laugh or Peter Griffin laugh?
like a mix between the two, where you feel like the sofa's giving you a nice hug,
Oh.
but enough that you get the mouth feels.
I was round a friend's house a couple of weeks ago and smoked enough that I watched Brad Mondo for 4 hours and just was fine about it.
Well, that's the place that I want to be.
Yeah.
But I could make them strong enough that you think you're Dogecoin.
We sat there in the spare room just watching Brad Mondo for hours.
I've been so high before that we just sat watching Digimon for 10 hours.
That sounds great.
And then breaking it down into a social construct. That's why you shouldn't get high with socialists, because they just everything's a metaphor for life with them fuckers.
Yeah, I sat around and I hadn't smoked in fucking years at this point, and we just sat around the fire pit, and the guy was like, brought one out, and I was like, I'm down, and then every 10 minutes we were like, do you wanna go get some more? Do you wanna go get some more of that? Just sat around the fire pit, just staring at fire for hours.
Oh, yeah,
hours.
That is an attractive suggestion.
That was great.
The people I used to knock around with, they'd just roll a spliff and put it in your mouth when you were too high to even move. And then you'd just be breathing it in. You'd be like, no more. And they'd be like, just breathe in. We'll hold it for you. No!
They're very, very casual smokers, and have it they'd have a glass of wine sort of thing, and it's all very, very, very casual. But the fire was just so thick.
Seductive.
It was thick.
Was it thick or was it
not with a double C?
thick?
Not double C thick. It was viscous. It was somehow a liquid. It was great.
What kind of drugs would you be interested in taking?
Are we still on the podcast?
Yeah, we are. We can discuss what we were interested in.
I'm not one for the drugs. But weed doesn't count. So.
What about mushrooms?
I would try them. In fact,
they're technically a product of the earth.
Milk of the poppy.
Everything is technically a product of the earth. Arsenic is a product of the earth.
Well,
formaldehyde occurs in apples.
Of the earth. It's just a manufactured
product from products of the earth.
Okay, well, if you want to, everything is atoms, Katie.
We are all carbon. Everything is carbon.
Yes. So you consuming carbon to make carbon believe you are carbon and introduce carbon is just carbon.
It's all carbon.
Carbon.
I'd try mushrooms. I've been asked to try mushrooms many a time. But My one condition is that we have to watch like the worst film possible to see if it's good.
Oh, you mean like there is an actual shit film? Because in my mind it was you were going to put on some horrible
Nah,
like horror slasher flick, and I was just going to have a heart attack.
Nah, like 2012. Like, let's watch 2012 and see if it's
I
good.
don't think 2012 was that bad.
It's very convenient. Oh no, this plane on this runway is going at the exact speed to avoid the road falling away from behind it. Just like how the limo was driving at the exact speed to avoid the road falling out behind it.
It's called Suspense Key.
It's called fucking repetition.
I'm trying to think of the worst film I've ever seen. It was called like Galactic or something, and it was definitely a piece of shit film that I got at a pub quiz for coming last.
You clearly haven't seen Zombie Women of Satan, because that's pretty bad.
But I don't want to watch a shit film just to see if it gets better. I want to watch a film that looks fucked up when you're normal and see what it's like when you're really high.
Nah, see, I would freak the fuck out.
Because Aaron was talking about you guys smoking meth the other week.
Who's smoking meth?
You and Aaron, apparently.
Fucking smoking meth. Oh no, we said like if we ever did a drug, we'd just skip all the normal class A's and just go straight for meth. Go hard and go home.
We've got 2 episodes to get crystal meth.
Meth. Meth. Double T for thickness.
I don't even know what's happening anymore.
I don't know. I'm waiting for our glorious leader.
Yeah, you're gonna be pioneering this. We're just talking about getting stoned.
I mean, yeah, this podcast is going exactly the way I thought it would.
Interesting question, Aaron. When was the last time you smoked? Because this could be a really interesting experiment.
The last time I spoke?
Smoked.
Smoked? As in, smoked what?
Like, smoked, not like tobacco. Like, actually smoked weed.
Oh,
child.
I have never.
Do you know what? It's so funny. Sorry, just to intersect this, is that Aaron started this off so well and slowly just fallen back into his role of what sounds like fapping in his cupboard.
It's literally just the Xbox controller. or is it the Switch?
It is the Xbox controller. But I'm not currently playing anything. I was just like,
So you've never smoked weed, Aaron?
Nope. Never done any drugs.
Wow. Why?
Why was it your suggestion to get high?
It's never really appealed to me, but it's kind of one of those things where, like, yeah, I'm coming around to the idea that one life, like, what's the worst that can happen?
Exactly. Weed is literally fine. No recorded fatalities gives me a lot of confidence.
From the actual drug use. There has been a lot of fatalities linked.
Linked for sure, but like not from casually like going, to celebrate our 10th anniversary, let's smoke a tiny bit of weed or eat a brownie.
Our 10th podcast anniversary, Katie. Jeez, get it together.
What did I say?
10th anniversary, I thought you said.
Yeah, that's fine. God, you pedantic fuck. Yeah, I'm down for that though.
Yeah, we're down for that. Do you want to smoke it or do you want to eat it?
I would want to smoke it.
I'm good for whatever.
Alright.
Edibles just fucking... I cannot seem to regulate the intake.
That's the point. You think you're high? Give it 5 minutes. You're gonna be real fucked up.
I don't want the devil to rip my heart out through my kneecaps, Ben.
Oh, I could totally go for that, actually.
What?
I mean, what? It's been a long week, Ben.
You made it sound like it was something seductive. It's definitely not.
Oh.
I hope you've been taking notes, Aaron.
Notes of what?
Also, people want Ben will feed you drugs.
Say what?
What?
I'm not feeding drugs.
He's a feeder.
I'm politely leaving drugs in an accessible place for someone that might find them and might like to partake in something that I am not giving them because that is supplying.
Aaron, are you pissing right now?
No, I'm pouring myself a drink.
What, into the toilet?
No.
You do not take this podcast hosting very seriously, Aaron.
So what? I have been a perfect host.
Aaron, you forgot about it until I called you.
There was a good half an hour where it's just, probably longer than that, it's just me and Katie talking and you're just like, what sounds like masturbating.
Well, sounds like.
No, Sandboard's back, look at him.
What?
Woo! Woo!
I am looking forward to seeing Aaron smoke. I'm not going to lie.
I'm looking forward to see how Aaron edits this podcast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I can send you the link for the software if you'd like.
Well, it's going to take him 2 weeks to boot up his PC.
I'm not even going to defend my actions.
What actions?
Exactly.
There have been no actions.
But yeah.
I really want to try DMT.
I don't.
What is that?
It's something, I think you ingest it or you smoke it, and similar to mushrooms, it's just going to give you like a fucking mental, like a out of body experience. So the people I've spoken to who've taken it have felt like they've travelled to their spirit guide and unmask a certain part of them that they didn't realise was there.
That does sound fun.
Does sound very strange.
It's
Also,
a very YOLO.
Very like paranoid about getting sick.
What, like being sick or
Yeah.
having an OD effect?
No, just like physically being sick.
See, depending on what it is, I generally say you either need to have a full tummy or an empty tummy. And definitely don't drink when you do drugs, because I've done that too many times and you're going to have a bad time.
You're going to have a bad time. Pizza? French fry?
Oh, Aaron, you're going to be such a snack monster when you smoke.
Oh, yeah.
You're a snack monster sober.
You got to get your favourite foods in, Aaron, because they are amazing when you're high. You get the unami. Is it unami?
A couple of weeks ago, I just ate fish fingers. So many fish fingers until they were gone. I just kept eating them.
I like fizzy drinks when I'm high because I like the bubbles.
The fish fingers were just so soft and flaky.
Have you ever watched that Fuck That's Delicious?
No.
That's Action Bronson, and he gets really, really fucking high, and he goes to like street food places in America, and just eats when he's fucking high, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, it's fucking delicious." It is a bit weird, but it's so binge worthy because especially if you understand like the mouthfeels of it, it's definitely something to watch.
I'm down. I'm down for anything at this point. At this point, I'm basically existing out of spite. So
You are existing out of spite of who?
I don't know, people. I exist to spite other people.
That was literally my life force for a good 8 years. But then I've just kind of been like, meh.
Do you remember that time you smoked and you were like, spiked?
Me?
You.
Well, if I was spiked, I'm probably not going to remember it. There's a lot of things that seem to happen. Where I'm like, do you remember this? I'm like, no. They're like, you are fucked up. I was like, I know.
You told me at Reading Festival. You were like, oh yeah.
Oh, what, the heroin?
Yeah, you're like, I smoked heroin once. I didn't ever do it again, but it was Moorish.
Oh yeah, it's insane. It's insane. Yeah, sorry, I thought you were talking about a closer to this time period.
No.
Yeah, that was pretty nuts. That was with my cool gang of socialist friends who lived in a squat.
Nice.
And yeah, one of them was just like, as we're doing, just making loads of weed, and then this was like, wow, this is fucking weird shit. This, and he's like, yeah, I'll just put heroin in it, and I'm just like, oh, that's nice.
That's
I feel fucking insane.
ridiculous.
And that happens a lot, apparently.
What?
It is not something you want to try twice.
Oh, that time at Reading when you were like, hey, you should try this thing. It's really fun. You'll like hugs. And then our friend tried that thing for the first time and acted like a fucking wet trout. And you're like, okay, there is no way that I'm going to be able to sell this to you after what you've just witnessed. We tried to like wrangle him and he was just so sweaty. He kept screaming.
God, I remember that. That just brought a horrible flashback of like trying to hold a wet fish.
Yeah, he was a trout. That was it.
The thing is, he's sweaty at the best of times.
Yeah, but he got like naked basically because
you know how like who's that famous prisoner who fights everyone?
Bronson.
He basically like oiled himself up like a Bronson.
He was just like greased up deaf guy.
Yeah, it's
You
fucking
can't
insane.
catch me.
And he was uber fucked. Like he was beyond any level of fucked I've ever seen. You just kept going up to food stalls and not buying anything.
What?
Window shopping.
You've never told me this.
I was trying to wrangle the sweaty boy and like babysit him. And
you know what that would have been? It would have been the lights.
Yeah, you were the responsible adult, and then you just kept like leaving to walk up to shops and never come back.
Oh, mate, the lights are so good.
I kept having to grab his sweaty hand and pull him over to you to be like, Ben, focus on the mission. And then fucking lanky boy was like, just like, why aren't they affecting me? Have I done too many drugs in my life? Because they're not working.
No, I don't think you did enough.
I was making them. I gave him enough. I gave him big boy bombs. I gave you average boy bombs, and I gave dickhead teeny tiny baby bombs, and he still ruined his life and tried to eat a bourbon biscuit. And it was just brown paste coming out of his mouth for the next like hour.
I mean, he didn't need drugs to ruin his life. Let's be fair.
He just tried to crunch up a dry biscuit with a dry MDMA mouth, and it was just mush. It was just paste.
Oh. I'm so glad you got to witness that.
The worst thing is we were responsible for kicking people out, and he nearly got kicked out.
So did I. I was like marshalling him through the queue, and the woman was like, "He's fucked," and she looked at me like, "So are you?" And I was like, "Oh no, I've rumbled."
He needs to go to welfare. He needs to go to welfare. We are welfare.
Yeah, it was lucky that was like a step behind us, so it didn't look like he was with us. Otherwise, that
he was the only
awkward.
sober one. The worst thing was, I was trying to be a drug nanny. I was trying really hard to be a drug nanny, and like, as a drug nanny, I was like, okay, we'll leave his cigarettes at the tent so that he can't lose them, and I'll look after all the rest of his stuff, and I'll just give him cigarettes as and when he wants them. And then when he couldn't find his backy, he just started lashing out at some teenagers and just like screamed in their face, going, "Where's my backy?" And they were like, "I don't know, have a cigarette." And he was like, "I don't want a fucking cigarette. I want my backy."
Yeah, I wish you would have spoken to me before you did that, because I would have suggested just make sure he's got everything he normally has, because you start freaking out.
We did discuss it. You were very up for the plan.
Did I?
Yeah.
Was this before or after?
It's because you were leaving your stuff at the tent.
Oh, fair enough.
It was before.
I think I'd already done drugs before we started discussing this.
Because I'd already buoyed you off for bringing a white paper plate.
Oh my god, I remember that.
I was like, what am I supposed to do with this? It all looks the fucking same.
It worked really well in the day.
Yeah, luckily I had a big mirror.
Oh god. Yeah, FYI, if you're ever going to do drugs at a festival, don't bring a white paper plate because
And
it's
then
not very good in the dark.
and then try and use it in like a wet tent.
I'm like, oh my god, where is this gone? It's invisible.
My favourite bit was where I decided to like take charge of this situation, having never done a Class A in my life, and I was like, "Give it to me, I'll rack it up." And I did like big fat slug for Dave, normal for you, tiny baby line for Vinny, and you literally took the plate off me so delicately, like a child, and then was like, "That's great, thanks." Vroom, and like slammed it down on your lap.
Oh, it's been a long time.
The fact that you brought everything in like a drill bit box is
I don't remember that. Oh no, I do. Yeah.
no one's ever going to check the drill bit box.
Well, not when I'm driving and I've got a car full of tools. There weren't.
That was such a dumb year.
It made sense in my head. Obviously, not the getting a drill big box into a festival bit, but
I can't believe we tried to bring him on the boat in that state.
oh, it was just get him back quickly. You know, he fucked off in the middle of the night, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
He woke me up. He's like, "I'm going on an adventure," and I was like, "Please don't."
Didn't he come back barefoot?
I don't know. He said he met some magical people, and I was like, I'm not ready for this conversation.
No, it's too early, and I'm too sober or hungover. Either way, leave me alone. But he I can't. What was it? Yeah, when he was on the boat, I was just like, "Sit down and shut up. All these people work here." And he was like, "Okay," and sat there with like his hands in his lap and his legs straight out in front of him, and like you could see his face muscles just twitching, like he wanted to say something, and he kept looking at me for approval. And I was like, "Don't do it. You're not in a position to be vocal right now." And he just looked so defeated, and then started singing. Oh, it was awful. It was the last boat. Everyone was fucked.
He needed the safety safe.
Never again. I don't think he's ever touched a Class A since.
No, I don't think so. I did apologise to him after that as well. I was like, maybe I shouldn't have
I
led you
genuinely
astray.
didn't think he was going to make it through the night. I'm not going to lie.
Well, next time, don't be the nanny.
It was a lot of responsibility. I was the only one that could be.
Well, there's been many times where I haven't had a nanny and I'm still here.
Yeah, but it was his first time, Ben.
There was no nanny for my first time.
Yeah, but he's an idiot.
Hello.
I also hope he never watches this, and if he does, you're an idiot.
Wouldn't worry about it.
The worst bit.
People have found me stood against a fence before, staring at the light of a security light with my cock hanging out because I was gone for a piss and then I got dazzled by a light and I stood there for 20 minutes.
He just wanted to be at the front of the stage so bad, and he was so naked and sweaty, and he just kept running away, and I kept having to like rugby tackle him. He kept, like those water snake things that you used to play with when you were a kid, and they were like dick shaped and they just like squeezed through your hands. It was like that. I was trying to wrangle him, but he kept like slipping out of my arms like a little wet fish. It was horrible.
Sometimes you just got to let them go. They may return.
Oh, all the mud was coming out of his pores. It was disgusting.
I do remember snapping back to reality and you not being happy with me. And I was like, oh no, what have I done? And then you pointed at him and I was like, oh no, what have I done?
Yeah, I woke up kind of sober and you woke up hungover as shit. And I was like glaring at you and you were like, oh, I don't remember. And then I pointed at Vinny. I was like, you nearly killed our friend.
No, this was during us standing at the stage. I remember like coming back to reality, and then you were like really annoyed at me because you had slippy lad.
I was covered in his sweat, and I just wanted to vibe to Fall Out Boy.
Yeah,
I still had fun.
I was gonna say to Aaron. Well, I was waiting for Aaron to call it, but he's gone offline again.
You what?
He's not online.
Aaron?
I can see when people go in and out. I don't know
He's
if you
such a dick.
But for someone who was meant to be hosting the podcast and has got it in his fucking name, he hasn't even done an intro.
He hasn't done an intro.
No, he didn't. I literally signed on and was like, "I'm not ready," and he's like, "Hello," and I was like, "It's not recording," and he's like, "What?" I was like, "You have to wait for Katie to turn up."
I'm back.
And for me to start recording, and he was just like, "Oh no!"
Fucking hell!
I think it's probably
No
a
problem,
good
we'll
time
recycle
to
another
wrap it up. That's what she said.
You might want to start it first.
Huh? No, I'll just use an old one.
Oh, okay.
I'll just cut it out and use that.
I cannot hear Ben either.
I'm going to call it because.
You can't hear Ben.
Nope.
Oh no.
Oh, is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
Oh, I thought he died.
Oh, he's here.
So, Katie, you are the whatever that spirit guy's name is.
Derek Akora.
Derek Akora all over again. Oh no, Katie is the ghost whisperer.
Yeah, Ben literally just said that. I hate this. I hate everything.
You're getting stupid in stereo.
I am getting stupid in stereo. And now Aaron's laughing.
See, it's not an easy gig, is it, David?
Yep.
Eric.
Eric.
Not David. He said David Akora.
David Akora. It's his lesser known brother, David.
Oh, David Akora. It's just like the weird uncle. Alright. Aaron, do your outro.
So I will do my second. This is my beginning thought. I think will probably be the best way of putting it. So let's have a look. See some of my notes.
Ben, if you're wondering, he's being stupid.
I'm not being stupid. I'm doing,
I literally heard at the exact same time, I'm not being stupid and I'm not surprised. Literally in stereo.
God damn it.
I love it here. Okay, what's your final thought?
So it's something that I think definitely your motto that has been probably best. Your motto that's been quite prominent over the last year.
What other people think of you is none of your business.
No, silence is better than unnecessary drama.
Yeah. I agree with that. Now do you want to do the actual outro?
What proper outro?
The outro that we do every... Ben, do you want to do the outro?
I can't remember what the outro is.
We do it every single episode.
I mean, give me a hint as to what the outro is so it jogs my memory.
I mean, thank people for listening.
Oh yeah, thank you guys for listening. Obviously, you're probably hearing Ben cussing me right now.
He's saying nothing because he's a better person than you, clearly. He's not buoying you off at all.
I'm actually kind of disappointed.
Yeah, he's not. He's actually being quite respectful.
I don't believe you for a second now, Katie.
Oh no, he's just saying nothing. He's either gone or he doesn't care.
No,
okay, fair enough.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Well, thank you very much for joining us this week with my co-hosts Ben and Katie. And thank you for listening to another episode of this, our Quarterlife Quandary.
I think to be safe, that was a good outro, Aaron. To be safe, you should probably do one as well, Ben.
No. I trust in Aaron is capable.
Oh, and they're separate audios, so you can sort of just
you can.
Off of it. Cool. Oh, Aaron can actually.
Yeah.
Cool.
What is why?
Ben finished.
Bye. Missing. Bye. we're actually leaving now.
Bye.
Bye.